Okay, so good afternoon. I have with me today, or we had with us, David Cogan Holt. Do you pronounce the middle name?
That's correct.
You do
Cogan.
pronounce it, but most people would say David Holt.
Yes.
Okay. And you are with a company called Attract True Love Now. That sounds like something that everybody would be interested in, right?
Everybody usually is.
Everybody's looking for love.
Everybody is. That's what they say.
Yeah. Apparently, you found it.
I did. I
How
did
did you
find
do
it.
that? How did you do that?
Well, I founded Track True Love now because in 2007 I made some great changes in my life that I needed to make.
Yeah.
Changing bad habits, self-destructive behaviors, just a lot of bad stuff.
And you found her.
And a couple months after that, I literally found my wife, and a couple months after that, we got married.
Wow,
And
that
that
was
was
a quick
11
one.
years ago.
That was quick.
Well, we were both
Looking to get
later,
married.
late 30s and never been married, and we just knew what we wanted. So, somebody
Why not?
younger might not get married that fast, but for us,
It was the
it
right
just
time.
it just was the right person, the right time, and everything flowed. And it was one of those moments like I just knew.
Oh,
They say well,
yeah.
I knew.
So you knew it was going to be her.
Yes.
And did you give her an interview of 100 questions first, or you just plunged into it?
No, we just both felt the same way, and we kind of just
Okay.
went into it.
No, because I heard there's a book you can buy where you ask your future uh, partner 100 questions
Uh-huh.
because you before you tie the
Uh-huh.
knot. But I don't know if that's the right way to go.
What I found is it's really individual because everybody is literally such an individual. It's hard to make a blanket statement that
Oh.
this works for everybody or even a few people. So what I do is really look at the individual
Mm-hmm.
and see what blocks them
Mm.
from attracting this true love relationship. Some people believe there's one person in the entire world for them. And that's a romantic concept, but I don't really believe that.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
many people that can work with us and fit with us because no relationship is perfect.
Mm.
But finding that true love and that happiness with your own life, I find to be a key, a common thread.
Mm.
It's not like you're going to find a relationship to help fulfill you and make you happier. You know, it's more like the stories that I've heard and the clients I've helped that they're at a certain level of happiness and enjoyment in their own life, and then they attract that relationship that they can share life with, versus I must get this love from you that I didn't get, that I'm not getting from myself. So there's a few key elements that are universal, but how people meet, how they get married, whether they do a list or a vision board or anything like that is
Did
very
you ask your
individual.
wife how many kids would you like before you married her?
That's interesting. We did both want 2 children.
So you were in agreement there.
Yeah, so that is important, I found out.
Yeah.
Because I've met people that
They want a
they
lot
weren't,
and the other one doesn't.
yeah, and somebody's going to lose or compromise,
Mm.
or they work it out. But
Okay.
it just so happened we
That
both
you
wanted
were
to.
in agreement with that.
We were both in agreement.
And there was definitely an attraction.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it
Yeah,
was.
it was just an attraction and just a knowingness. They say when you know, you don't have to ask.
Exactly.
And I had always
And
wanted
you
to
knew,
find
and
that.
you knew. So finding true love is knowing when you see the person.
Like I say, it happens really different for everybody. Some
Why
people
is there
get
a
to know.
step if you know? It's only one step.
Well, what I find is the preparation
Oh,
and getting ready and being the embodiment
person.
and being the
Oh,
person to attract that true love.
I
Once you
see.
meet, there's no real steps.
Okay,
You
okay.
just
Oh, the
so
steps is
I
before.
so the steps are to attract a true love relationship, a relationship that you really want. Some people call it an ideal partnership, some people call it a soulmate, some people call it true love. It's that person that you feel you could spend the rest of your life with.
Wow.
And it's not something that I've worked with couples that are in a relationship and they want to bring that true love feeling back,
Mm. And does it
that
happen?
passion, and
Does it
yes,
happen?
yes,
It does?
it does.
Oh, I just read
Yes.
this week that once the passion is gone, then you cannot go back. Is that true?
That's an absolute false belief.
Really?
Really.
Oh,
Absolutely.
because it's
Absolutely.
once you burn the whatever you had to burn, can you rekindle?
Well, even on a logical standpoint, that's ridiculous because that means you'd have to have a new relationship every whatever when the passion's burned off,
No,
having a new relationship.
no,
So,
no. But after, let's say, a year, then you kind of friends.
well, again, if that's true, then you'd have to have a new relationship every so often.
So often, no.
Really, it's about the inner work. It's about that inner work finding that passion with your own self.
Yeah.
You're not going to find it in another. If that passion's gone, you're both at fault for trying to complete each other
Okay.
and put too much expectation on each other.
All right.
So, by no
so,
means.
So let's go quickly through the step. Number one, of course, like what you did yourself, which is get clean, like no drinking, no smoking, no drugs, whatever.
Well, that's different. Again, that's different for everyone. That's whoever's, mine happened to be drinking,
Okay.
and smoking pot too
Okay.
much and
So
abusing
you stop
myself.
that. You stop that.
So the first step is what I call inner work.
Inner work.
Well,
Okay.
not what I call. Everybody calls inner work. You have to
Okay.
look at the blocks or negative beliefs that you have about relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So the second step is learning some healing techniques that I use to help release those. It's not
Oh.
enough to just identify them.
Okay.
You need to get rid of them, right?
Okay.
The third step is getting congruent on with what you really want in life for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the next step is finding out where to go. And this may seem very simple. This is one of the practical steps. In other words, the cliche, go to a bar. Well, if you don't like going to bars, don't go to a bar to meet your partner.
Oh.
If you enjoy walking on the beach,
then go to the beach.
then go to the beach. Or if you enjoy hiking, go to groups.
Wow.
Don't go hiking by yourself. Find groups and people that are interested in that. In other words, go live your life and do the things you enjoy.
And then meet
And
her.
you'll find somebody that's in that
That's
same
doing
vibration.
it.
That didn't, and it's just kind of a way of being and of confidence and just worthiness that you step into, that you attract. That you could meet them on the elevator, you could meet them at a bar, you could meet them at a music concert. I mean, the place isn't as important as being ready, genuinely ready to accept. Hey, a lot of people don't believe in it. A lot of people think, oh, true love, it's just not really possible. It's in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not true.
It's
just another false belief.
Mm-hmm.
It's our worthiness, it's our deservingness that says, okay, I deserve this, I want this.
Mm-hmm.
And getting congruent with that. I joke, the first actual date my wife went on was skydiving.
Wow.
Because we met at a spirituality conference in San Francisco, and she already had a skydiving trip booked for her for the following weekend. And so she said, do you want to go? Yeah. I said, yeah, I've never been. I've always wanted to. So he actually went the next weekend after we met and went skydiving. And it was very symbolic, jump with me. And you just jumped into love.
It's
and it was
very symbolic, yeah.
And it was just one of those crazy things you do. So, I mean, if you're adventurous, go do adventurous things, But again, that in and of itself, if it hasn't worked, it's not going to continue working. You have to do the inner work, is what it really comes down to.
Okay, so step one, clean yourself. Then two, meet at the right place.
Yeah, and I go through the steps, and it varies. Some people need additional steps, but
so everybody has different steps.
Well, I go through 6 main ones, but there's sub steps that come up with individuals.
Okay.
So
I work with these people.
I work one-on-one with people to really help them,
find the steps.
Find and work these steps, and if you do the work, then success will happen.
It will happen?
Yes, I have a high success rate with my clients. So
you get them prepped. You get them prepped for, let's say, a month, and then the next month it should happen.
Well, 2 months is how I work with somebody really
2
intensively.
Months. 2 months, okay.
And if it doesn't happen within that 2 months, I offer continued support, and they have the actual foundation and tools to continue that, looking for that, attracting that true love.
Okay.
I mean, 2 months, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, it's a very short amount of time compared to your whole life.
So it could take
So
longer.
it could take longer, but in my experience, it doesn't take a year.
It could happen fast.
It really depends on how people use the tools. If you don't use a tool, it doesn't work.
Okay.
So if you do the work and you're engaged and you really take it to heart, then you'll have results much faster.
Okay.
And you'll get a nice byproduct is you'll become much happier with your own self and your own life.
Oh yeah, because you prepped yourself for another person.
Well, you've gone through it really starts with yourself. I know it's clichéic and whatever you want to call it, but it's really about, it starts with that self. It's not about looking for another partner to fulfill you or complete you. It's my work in this technique, and I've explored many, is you really start with that self. Start with yourself.
Okay, and it took you 2 months to get ready.
Well, this was before I actually founded this business.
Okay,
I did spiritual work, and I'm a healer, and I do massage therapy. But I'd say in the last year, I started singly focused on relationships and helping people find this, because I know it's possible. I know the joys of having that. Now we have a family, and I just want to share this and help people that want to do the same.
Okay, so you have multiple jobs besides that.
Well, this is my main focus. I do a little massage still, but this is it. This is my passion.
You are the consultant.
Yeah.
Okay, so if someone wants to attract true love, they call David Holt, Cogan Holt.
Yeah.
900-8669.
That's right. I offer free consultations to see if we're a good fit, because, I don't want to work with somebody who doesn't want to work. I mean, it has to be a good fit. I don't try to sell people. I don't try to, convince people.
They have to want it.
Yeah, I find out where they are coming from and what I can offer, and if we feel we're a good fit, then, we start off and running. Yeah.
And you meet them like once a week or something, or once a month?
Yeah, it's once a week. There's a lot of support with the once-a-week session, as well as text and phone support.
Okay,
but really the big picture here, going along with, your program and your philosophy, is I feel that more people that get in touch with who they really are and want that true love and have a true love relationship, the world will be a much happier, loving place.
Oh, yeah.
That's my big vision, because when you're not supposed to be with somebody, it's just fighting, and it just creates a lot of drama. And if you have kids, there's that, and it's just
better to be with the right person.
It's better to be the right person, and a lot of stigma is it's not out there. I can't have that, or they're not even aware that there's a choice. They just kind of, I guess this person will do. And we all have relationships that aren't the one, and that's perfectly fine. But when you get to a certain age and people go, I'd really like this. I'm done with all this crap. I want the real thing. Okay.
So you work with them, and you tell them if you cannot help them, then they have to do it on their own. And
I have other resources that I can refer them to, and encouragement. I don't just leave them hanging, but if we're a good fit, we work together. If not, I guide them where they might find the help. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and people, you have done this the past year, because I just met you, so...
I've done it my whole life, but I've just focused on just this.
Just lately.
Now I just focus on this. I used to help people with migraines, get rid of those right away.
And they go into
money
meditation.
Well, that's a whole nother discussion.
That's another discussion.
But, I could have picked migraines as one niche. A lot of people have migraines.
Right.
But this is more my passion. This relationship. So
this way you get invited to a lot of weddings, if you get them to find the right person.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, I can't go to all the weddings, but I'm happy to play a part
in getting people together.
Yeah, I'm not a matchmaker. I don't get two people together and try to match them up.
No. You tell them
that might be down the road, though. It might be, if I have enough community and tribe to hold an event. Okay, all these people went through my, let's get together and see what happens.
Let's have a party.
That's down the road. But,
yeah. So but you do advise them where to go.
Yeah, I do. I take care of them in every way.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I think you presented the program very well. So 6 steps to attract true love.
Yes.
Okay, but it's you say it has to come from within.
Well,
You
I don't have
cannot
time to
you
go through all the steps.
no
I'm
no,
just
but you
saying.
cannot feel something for someone by reading a book. You need to feel it. You need to actually feel something for that person.
Yeah, that just happens. When you meet a person, you can't not feel
Okay,
something. You can't. When you meet that special someone, it's not like, well, you have to look up in any book.
right. You know.
You just know.
Okay, so it was a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Eileen. Thank
So
you.
as you can see, there's 2 hearts. Attract true love now. Thank you.